All right, everybody, welcome to the next episode of the Inside the Trenches Film Room. I'm Brandon Thorne, and I'm here with Nebraska left tackle Brenden Jaimes. Did I say your name right, first of all?
It's actually pronounced Jaimes, but
Oh,
I
okay.
get James a lot. Yeah, it's pronounced Jaimes.
Jaimes. Okay, good to know. All right, man. Well, yeah, welcome to the show. I'm really excited to talk about some film here with you. And I mean, you're somebody that I just started watching recently, just kind of late in the process. I'm actually trying to get through every eligible offensive lineman in the draft. And just got to you late and was really pleasantly surprised. I thought your tape was really, really good. And yeah, it just seems like you're kind of getting underrated in the process right now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I am, but at the end of the day, it's what's on film, and I trust the whole process of what's about to happen. So, at the end of the day, I think I'll be okay.
Yeah, for sure. And the nice thing about guys who go maybe later in the draft, especially, is a lot of the time you have a better chance of going to a better situation. Where the team is maybe in a better position, they have better players around you, maybe better coaching, stuff like that. So it probably going to work out like you said,
Right.
pretty well for you. Um, have teams talked to you about moving inside? Is that something that you feel like you can do? I don't necessarily think you would need to, but I just was wondering about that.
Yeah, I mean, I've had pretty much every time I talk to kind of be in that swing tackle situation or being a tackle guard type guy, and then all throughout my training too, I've been snapping just in case, wherever a team needs someone to fill in. I feel like I could be that guy and play all five positions basically.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But before we get into the film, is there a matchup from your career that you felt like was maybe the toughest for you, or maybe the most fun? I know you won against Chase Young last year. There's a bunch of quality guys you won against. Is there one that stands out?
I guess just speaking from last year, the Shaka Tony guy from Penn State,
Yeah.
that was a battle all game. I mean, he definitely had a lot of tools in his toolkit, and he brought out a lot of stuff against me, and it was just a battle all game. So I think that was probably one of the more challenging games that I played last year.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll get to some of that tape for sure. But, for me, when I was watching you and wrote my scouting report on you, I think the things that stood out most to me was just how efficient you were in pass protection with your feet and your hands and your ability to generate leverage and maintain it, sustain it, and even, reset your hands and just your ability to hand fight with guys was I thought like really really good, definitely starter level. I watch much more NFL offensive linemen than college, and I think the way you use your hands is really really good. So yeah, I mean we'll see that here and throughout the tape. It's going to be kind of a reoccurring theme, but it's always nice to put a lot of that on film. So we'll just get into it here. And this first rep, something that I noticed, especially in this game, I watched, I think, 5 games of your 2020 film, and I think you used the snatch most in this game. Was, would you agree with that? And is, based on your whole season, and is that something that you did because of the playing style of your opponent? Is there something on film that you saw, or was it just a feel thing in the game?
Absolutely. I mean, it was just something that we saw in film that this guy, like almost 99% of the time, was going to go to speed long arm or speed the bull. He just didn't have another move that we saw in film. Now, when he got moved to the right side, he would use some inside moves and swat and swim moves. But when he was lined up over me and on the left side, that was like the only move that we saw. So practice a lot and practice the snatch and the long arm knockdown, and that's just what I wanted to execute in the game.
Got you. Okay, that makes a lot of sense because you're definitely using it quite a bit and with a lot of success. So right here, this one is maybe my favorite one because it's so quick, and he barely is even giving it to you right here, and you take it away. Is that just something, I mean, just in your head, but pre-snap, is that you just thought there was probably a high likelihood he was using it, and as soon as you saw it, I mean, that's a really quick, accurate snatch move right there that, is pretty impressive.
Yeah, especially, when I would attack him and jump set him quick, I knew that he was going to try to get his hands on me. So I didn't really want to let that happen. And I think I did a lot more jump setting in this game because of how good his bull rush was. So I didn't want to let him start his rush and just kind of get on him quickly.
For sure, yeah. Your ability to, just have creative, crafty, savvy, whatever you want to call the adjective, sort of ways to win. That really was impressive to me, as well. I think a lot of really high level pros, they have multiple ways that they can do things. A variety of sets, variety of hand techniques. Certainly saw that from you. So, yeah, I really like some of the sets we'll talk about here, but that's like a picture perfect rep to me. I mean, you put him right on his face, so great, great first rep there. Um, and this one, he initially gets you inside, but I like the recovery here. I mean, this spin back technique, I don't know if it's necessarily something guys practice, but I see it here and there on, in the NFL. Guys, if they're able to, if they get beat quick inside like this, just that recovery. So just kind of an ad lib thing here, right?
Yeah, that one he definitely got me. He got the inside hand on that jersey and threw me to the outside. Just was not expecting it at all. And I think that spin around, we don't really practice that. I think that was just something that was natural or that I've seen at the next level because that's I like studying the higher level guys and just trying to apply what they do to my game. So I mean, that was just something that I kind of just did naturally.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you found a way to just recover enough, in case the quarterback did hold it longer, he would probably have a little bit more time there. So it's pretty nice. Again, or no, this isn't a snatch. This is just a really good hand placement. So this is that same guy, right? Is that 49 in this clip too?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, sir.
same guy. So yeah, he tries to go outside here, but yeah, just that your ability to get that inside part of the shoulder pad, and just sustain right there is pretty nice.
And that was my aiming point was to get that my inside hand on his left pec and kind
Gotcha.
of take a hold of that jersey, and then my outside hand is just kind of there for protection. And as you can see, he grabs my wrist, but as long as I had that inside hand presence, then I felt like I was good.
So this one, stood out to me because just the initially kind of get you on your heels a little bit, but your ability to kind of quickly recover, and then he elevates, and of course you just do what you're supposed to here and just knock him over. That's probably the only thing on tape that I saw from you happen here and there is guys, if they had a runway a little bit to convert speed to power, um, that came up a little bit, but your ability to recover, I think, really jumps out as well.
No, that's definitely something that I need to work on in the future, and what I'm working on right now. And I think a lot has to do with flexibility. And I feel like just being able to sit down more and being able to handle the speed to power. Um, I think if I become more flexible, that'll take care of a lot of things.
So interesting you said that. We're going to get to it in some of this film, but I thought your mobility, flexibility, there's some reps in here where it really jumps out as being impressive to me. I guess there's always room for improvement, but is that something that you've worked on in the past, or maybe not as much as you are now?
Definitely not as much as I am now. I
Yeah,
feel like growing up, I've always been kind of a good athlete, so it's just something I didn't really think about. But now that I'm starting to train like a pro and become a professional, that's just kind of how I have to take care of my body now.
for sure. Yeah, mobility and flexibility are huge. So yeah, again, another snatch right here. And I like how you're setting out to him. I mean, he's in like pretty much a wide nine technique, and I know Teron Armstead is a guy who, when I've been around him at offensive line masterminds, one of the things that he does with wide nines, he tries to turn them into a tight five. So at the
Right.
snap, trying to basically eliminate space. And you're not too aggressive in doing it here, but just do a nice job to eliminate some space and kind of, put things in your, comfort zone a little bit more, I guess.
Right. Like I said, before I didn't want to set vertically on him and have him have a 5 yard head start with his pretty good bull rush. So um,
Right. So are you, taking your pass set here, do you take any comfort, I guess, in the fact that that back is releasing right there? Do you, in terms of keeping that rusher inside, do you feel like your corner, your edge is a little bit more protected with that, or is that not even in your mind?
yeah, that wasn't something that um, the running back was supposed to do.
Okay.
And that and this protection specifically, he's checking those linebackers and
Okay.
as soon as he sees them not coming, then he releases outside. It's not much of a chip help.
Okay. So this is truly like an island rep,
Yes,
basically.
sir.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And that sort of thing is, I think, really conducive to you being able to play tackle, because I think there was quite a few times when you were on an island, and that's always great to see. Another one right here again. He's trying to bull rush you, and I think you do a pretty good job there of finding your feet and your base. Yeah, I mean that's another thing that I think is important for the viewer to understand too, is like as much, of or as many reps that you're having on an island. Another one right here where, the slides away from you or the guards going away from you, and it's just you and him.
Yeah, I mean, I took a lot of pride in being on an island by myself. I just felt like that was a little bit of a compliment, towards my play, and I just wanted to do, what I could to the best of my ability, and I feel like I had shown that in 2020. So
Yeah, I agree for sure. These are impressive reps. Being on an island, that's huge in the NFL. Any level of football. If you have a tackle who doesn't need help, I mean, that can just free up the playbook and everything else. I really like here how you're light on your hands. You're not too heavy. You're striking with two hands. It looks like here. Once he knocks him down, you're able to just really easily reset, and that is huge to me. Some guys get too heavy on their hands. If they get initially knocked down, they'll lose their balance. You're able to just reset and re-leverage yourself. Yeah, I mean that is persistent on your tape, I think.
yeah, that's something also as well that I took pride in was it's like sitting down in the chair basically, and in this my hips do get a little high at the point of contact, but overall I think it was a good rep as well. I knew that he was gonna do something with my hands as soon as I threw a punch. So I knew to sit down on it and not lean forward on it as much. And just as soon as he makes his move, readjust my hands to where I can get him in a better position than him.
Man, I love this rep. Just kind of a variant of the snatch trap. We're using both hands. And this is on that 49 guy, which he this isn't the 55 is the primary long arm guy, right?
Right. This guy was also a bull guy. He
Okay.
was a little thicker, a little heavier, and that was one of his main moves too. And one of the big things about this defense was they were real big strikers at the point of attack. They wanted to attack the offensive linemen. So I knew that if I took somewhat of a shoe set or an aggressive set, that he was going to try to strike my chest first. So that was kind of the thought process going into the snatch.
Again on an island. Another one where you don't really have help. The left guard's peeking over late there, but really, really good inside hand right here. That was awesome. Drag hand, inside hand, whatever you want to call it, just to really grip strength is on display here as well. He tries to get inside and just gets stoned. It's a really nice job there. I always like to just see, the basic TE, ET stunts picked up by, whoever I'm watching. The tackle winds up not coming here. Well, I guess that's an ET, but yeah, just, you could see your head, looking in. Maybe the tackle's coming in, he doesn't come, and you're in position to take the end. Simple enough, but I really like the finish as well. I had some people on Twitter reach out to me and say that they would like to see you be more aggressive, and I don't know. I didn't really see that. This rep, was one that I would say that would kind of counter that. Nice finish there, and
Yeah, that's something that I've been told by a lot of people, and not to make an excuse for it or anything, but we did run an up tempo spread offense. So trying to finish every play was a little difficult when as soon as the ball was past the line of scrimmage, we were looking for the next play. But I obviously they're right. I do need to finish more and be more aggressive. So took it with a grain of salt, and that's what I'm going to work on. So.
yeah, it's not like it doesn't pop up though when there's situations where you can actually do it. Some guys, I've watched guys in this class who you never see this. So there is guys where you don't even see that. So at least that it's there.
Right.
Yeah. Just like the hand placement, grip strength here. Just get your hands on them quick and be able to get that inside part of the pec, shoulder pad area. I feel like that right there, that trait, that ability is what makes a guy like David Bakhtiari as good as he is, because he's able to consistently get guys on that inside pec. It's just, he's like a
Absolutely.
machine.
Yeah. And he's one of the guys that I like to, watch closely as well. Him, the Tyron Smiths and all those guys, the Mitchell Schwartz and things like that. I mean, they're so technically sound with their hands and their sets. It's really fun to watch.
For sure. Those are two really good names that, I could see some similarities. Schwartz and Bakhtiari. Brian Balaga is
Yeah,
another one that
absolutely.
jumps out. So yeah, you could see again a little bit of the bull rush, walking you back a little bit. But I mean, I like your ability to strain. Good position right here to at least strain and be lose slowly. On the bull rush. That's the quarterback's able to get the ball off. But obviously, I guess, is this a situation where you think that you could bend a little bit better?
Absolutely. So, I mean, at the point of contact, I was forward. Um, you know, if I can get my feet in the ground on the point of contact, I feel like I was on one foot when he struck me. And then that outside hand, as soon as I feel that bull rush, get up and underneath and lift him up as opposed to what he's doing to me.
Got you. Yeah. Yep. So I wanted to, like we talked about before, put some of these reps in here where there's maybe things you could, work on, so we could talk about it. But by and large, it's most of the positive stuff I saw. Another rep on an island, seeing the long arm, snatching it. So I have this one in here. This isn't a reoccurring issue, with your game, I think, at all in terms of processing stuff. But this is a stunt that I have heard referred to as a coffee house stunt, where he's basically just looking off and trying to, get you to, go inside, and then he comes. That was just a nice execution by them, so that's why that's in here. But
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, we never saw them do this on film. I mean, every time 28, he was definitely a drop player. So they must have saw something on film.
yeah.
But yeah, they executed this well, and I remember going off the sideline. I was like, yeah, they got me on the coffee house, but I don't think it ever happened again. So
Yeah, I don't think so either. Not in the games I watch, at least. But yeah, that's just a fun football play. So yeah, this is the matchup versus Shaka Tony, who I think at his pro day confirmed what you could see on film in terms of him being a really high level athlete. So
absolutely.
this was a really good matchup. So him going inside here, I just like your patience here. and your ability to transition, power step, get inside, and cut off that inside move. That's great to see, I think. I like how quickly you see this. I mean, it comes right in front of your face here, but you don't try to chase 18 at all, and you're just in position to get a piece of the backer here. And yeah, I mean, I'll let you talk about this. I want to make one more point, but is this just kind of one of those things that you were just expecting it, or you just saw it?
So in this protection, we had 13 as our linebacker.
Okay.
So in my mind, I'm on an island with this guy. This is my guy. As soon as he goes and stop, he went really flat. So I knew, they didn't show that on film very often, but when they did bring this stunt. Um, so I had to trust that that 57 was going to be there and get off for 13. And in my mind, obviously there's a pocket for the quarterback, and McCaffrey, he loves to run and break the pocket. So can't really blame him. I mean, he bailed us out on a couple of good plays, but um, I don't blame him for breaking the pocket in this one. But if he didn't, I feel like there still would have been a good pocket for him to kind of sit in and make a throw.
That was going to be my last point. It's cool that you made it, but yeah, I think a big thing in pass protection with offensive line is you have to evaluate the quarterback, as well when you're evaluating line, because right here he could have just stepped up and had a nice little pocket there to maybe hit that crosser or something. But yeah, there's a balance there, obviously. So um, yeah, this is yeah. Let's see here again. You're on an island. I mean, I see some good initial hand placement there. He works underneath you. You reset and just wall him off just enough. Do you think maybe widening him a little bit more here would be something?
Yeah, absolutely. I should have made him run the hoop a lot more.
Yeah,
He that was a good rip by him, and I should have readjusted my hands and really drove my feet, um, making him run a bigger hoop.
right, for sure. But still, you got enough for the quarterback to, he left the pocket because of obviously 97, I think more so, but still, yeah, so something to work on there, I guess. Um, this year, I just subtle stuff that I like. You moving your feet to cut off that inside right there. It looks like he's giving you like a little inside, you know, path, inside hesitation there. And instead
Right.
of chasing it with your eyes or your hands, you just move your feet. Just subtle, but I kind of like that. Here again, testing your anchor. Initially, gets inside, but pretty quick reset there to reestablish leverage. That pocket is crumbling around him, but I would say that maybe some other guys are making him feel a little bit more pressure than your guy, but still, I guess just maybe that initial contact point being a little better.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I try to do a lot of pre-snap assessment, and on this one, look at his angle. I
Yeah,
mean, that's straight to the quarterback. Um,
tilted.
and that's where things where I think I need to get better. I mean, you see him tilted at a wide nine. I mean, this dude's coming. So
Right.
I just need to prepare for that more. And then I think, you know, if I did prepare more, I feel like I could have avoided this from happening, even if it was an okay recovery.
Right. Yeah, maybe mixing in maybe more jump sets, stuff like that potentially.
Yeah, it was a little tougher for him because he was a guy that had a lot of tools. So I mean, he was speed to inside. So didn't want to really jump out at him real quickly
Yeah.
because he did have a good inside move.
Yeah. That makes sense. There's that double snatch again. And yeah, wide nine, you have to, it's nice to see you, have to set and really try to get to your spot here. But man, really, really nice initial.
Yeah, I
snatched
mean
it.
this is just a testament to Shaka. I mean, most guys would fall, right? But I
Yeah,
mean,
for
he
sure.
stayed on his feet and um, did a good job. So, like I said, it was a battle all game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think the move that their other freak athlete on the other side, uses on the right tackle is really, impressive as well, and gets a
Yeah,
huge shot on the quarterback. But
and
again,
I was on film. They had switched back and forth from left to right, but in this game, they kept him on the right and Shaka on the left. So, only went against him in this game.
yeah. All right, and we'll go on to Ohio State here, some pass protection stuff. Jonathan Cooper, this pass rusher here, was a guy who impressed me in watching other offensive linemen. I thought that he gave Rashawn Slater more trouble than Chase Young did. And he's just been a guy who's flashed for me. So this was another tape I was very interested in seeing, and I thought that you had a good game against him. But yeah, I like how you're aggressive here and just widening him at the point of attack, and then just the hands, just independent hand usage, being able to just consistently, reset, and just find that point where you can really latch on. Um, I just like how active your hands are here.
Yeah, and he was another guy that had a ton of tools in his tool set.
Yeah,
Um, I think he was a little on the shorter side, but he made up with it with his strength. I mean, he was so strong and obviously very quick and fast. So same concept here. Did a lot of jump sets. Wanted to get on him quickly so that he didn't have time to set up his pass move, and he was a very active guy with his hands. So I had to counter that by being active with my hands. So
nice handling of the TE stunt here. Good levels with the guard, spatial awareness, all that stuff. Just a
yeah,
box.
this one wanted to get a little more vertical. I mean, I knew that. I'm pretty sure we knew that they were coming just because of their alignment with that almost a four eye technique.
Yeah.
Um, and that defensive end's lined up way out there because he probably wants me to get to set out there. Um, but took a vertical here. Guard does a good job of snatching him over.
Yep, for sure. So yeah, this is kind of what I was talking about earlier. This is, would you qualify this as a wide nine technique? I know some people might call this like a ghost seven technique. I don't know what.
I would say a nine. Yeah, I mean he's
Yeah,
he's good, pretty good amount off my shoulder.
yeah, he is. And your ability to turn this into a type five, and just be aggressive, just awesome. Just really good set here, I think. Good hands, independent hands, and just run them up the arc.
Especially on these real quick attack sets. I want to get out there and let them make their first move with that outside hand. So even if it's a decoy and they swat it down, I always have my inside hand for protection, and then just run them around the hoop basically.
Yeah, that's a nice rep, man. I mean, you're on an island again as well. The back, is coming through there, but still just, you know, nice rep there. Again, being aggressive, trying to hit that double snatch, and just your ability to just, kind of seamlessly go on to the next thing, jumps out here and then knocking them down. This is obviously a flashy rep, great rep, but yeah, just staying light on your hands again.
And this guy, he was tall, man. I think he was pushing 6'7". So
Okay.
yeah, I mean, and I knew I had to do something, especially if he got both hands on me, and he was locked out. Didn't really want that to happen. So
Yep. All right, going on to the next tape here. I mean, I think this rep just says a lot about your game as well. Just the initial strike coming off of it, that placement right there with your inside hand, and then just straining, leveraging. Um, Good rep. Man, I love this rep again. Just the ability to recover off of a counter move, especially inside spin. This is something that some guys could do at a really high level, obviously. Um, and yeah, I mean, did you know this was coming, or did you just react this way?
No, this was definitely reaction. We didn't see many spin moves against this guy, and I can see why he did it because I turned my shoulders, and
Yeah,
I
I
guess
see
he
that.
felt that, and so it was obviously a good move by him, but um, I definitely could have been avoided.
Yeah, that's definitely a typical offensive lineman answer to take the humble approach here, and see what you could correct, which is a great way to respond. But man, I mean that recovery, yeah, that's pretty nice. Seeing the guy recover out of compromising positions, huge for me because you're going to be in compromising positions as a pro, so
Yeah,
it's great
absolutely.
great to see it. So yeah, right. It looks like something right here. Like, are you trying to give him a flash there, or what
Yeah,
happened?
I mean, I was so this has to do with being light on my hands. I think I was trying to stay patient with this, let him make his move, run him around the hoop. I got clipped by the running back here. He
Yeah,
was a freshman, so can't really put too much on it. Um, but I think we were both planning on being patient on this rep, and it just I just kind of had to let him run the hoop on him and just keep driving my feet. But
yeah, the
if we're gonna
back
avoid if we're gonna avoid the clip and um, I think it would be an even better rep.
for sure. Yeah, that's why that one's in here. Really, is because the back. I think that's maybe not everybody would catch that, but I think people who watch offensive line play, it's pretty obvious. But I think some people, are just kind of casual viewers would, just not really notate that, but that happens sometimes as well. And I think it's always important if you want to count that as a lost rep, I think that's a mistake just because of that. Um, but yeah, I mean, this is the third time you've knocked a guy on his back when he jumps, which is pretty cool. And then you're
It's definitely there was definitely a heavy emphasis on jumpers.
okay.
I think our O-line coach Greg Austin he definitely emphasized that a lot in our meetings. So
Oh, nice, awesome. Love how the guard kind of finishes him off there as well. So this guy, I think 99 was all Big Ten. I think this is the guy. I forgot his name, but pretty good player. And I like right here, giving him the flash, and then my favorite part here is just your ability to come to balance right there when he tries to stop at the quarterback's drop point and come back inside. You're on it, so you don't get you know your weight distribution doesn't get off. You don't go too far up the arc. Some guys, maybe their weight distribution gets off here a little bit when he stops suddenly like that, but the mirroring ability right here is, I think, really nice. Love that. Just I think I've heard this technique described as maybe like a Hamilton technique. I don't know if that's common or not, but kind of like just unlocking wrists like that is just nice to see. That's a Mitchell Schwartz special for
yep,
sure.
I've seen him do that a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's nice. Yeah. Just nice pass set.
But on this one, I could have stayed on my angle. Kind of, it was more of an angle set, and then it kind of transitioned into a vertical set. I feel like I could have kept on that angle, um, not letting him get as much space as he would have liked.
Got you. Yeah, maybe give the quarterback a little bit more room.
Right.
I don't know. This set is one of the best sets I think that I've seen from you. I don't know how you feel about it, but man, that right there looks like an NFL starting tackle pass set, in my opinion. Um, yeah, just looks really clean. Here, just get you with an inside move. Just maybe a little overset. I mean, tight five like that, that's kind of tough. It's like a 2-eye, right, for a guard. I mean, setting those
Right.
guys is kind of tough.
And to be honest, I think the thought process here was he's the last man on the defense. He's got to have C gap, right? So I
Yeah.
don't know if this was just out of character or he just felt like he could get me on the inside, which obviously he did. But my thought process was, he's close, he's tight, he's the last man on the line of scrimmage. Let's jump set him.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. So it looks like they were just running a game here.
Yeah, looks like a ET.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just like the ability to kind of, just strain right here. He's just trying to run through you and your ability to, kind of extend your hips here and just, you know, slow burn type of rep, you know.
Right.
I had to put a couple of in here of you versus Chase Young. I think you only blocked him like 5 or 6 times, in pass protection or so.
Yeah, it was only a couple times that
Yeah.
I think he played mostly primarily on the right side.
Yeah, I've kind of noticed with them when I've watched Chase Young over the years in college, they put him on both sides, and then whatever side he has a better matchup, they just put him over there and let him eat, basically. And yeah, I think that's kind of what happened here. But yeah, it gives you kind of like a quick swipe here, trying to get to the corner, and just your transition there to mirror right here. Um, you know that that's pretty nice. I mean, you're going against that's a top tier athlete right there. I mean, that's a freak of freaks. Top 3 pick in the draft, and that ability to stay with him up the arc right there, I think is pretty nice. So, and I think you're, I'm not a huge combine fan for offensive line play, but your short shuttle was very good, and I think you can kind of see that on your tape a little bit with a rep like this. I think that's where it kind of translates to me, which I think is kind of interesting. Nice transition here to the snatch.
Almost held it off.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, he could stop on a dime, but again, I mean, so can you. That's what that rep says to me, really. And I mean, the quarterback here, it looks like he's drifting. Well, he certainly is drifting into you. So
Yeah.
I know not everybody's Tom Brady, who's perfect in the pocket, but still, yeah. So this looks like a bigger dude. Is that kind of your idea here? Is just to eliminate that space again? And I think you do a good job of it.
Yeah, I mean, this guy I think was 6'6", 290.
Yeah.
Um, and once again, real long arms, like the bull rush, like the long arms. So get on him quick. Try to stop his momentum as fast as I could, and just slow strain it back to the quarterback.
Yeah. So we'll go through these reps a little faster to get to some run game stuff. If there's anything that's notable though that you think's interesting, just feel free to stop me. All right, yeah, so we're in the run game now, but hate to start off with maybe a negative rep, but just I think it's interesting when you get immediate movement at the snap on an outside zone play and you're on the front side and a guy crosses your face. I think there's a lot of variables to talk about, and obviously you would be able to explain this, much better than I could. Just is this something where you simply just are too wide with an aiming point, or is this just what do you think happened here?
Yeah, so this is partially on me, and I'll take most of the blame because I'm supposed to be the older guy, and then partially on the left guard. This is outside zone. You have your gap, so I'm responsible for C gap. Left guard responsible for B gap.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
but like I say, he was the young guy. I'm the old guy. I should have taken shorter footwork, handed this guy more, and then 57 should have had his eyes in the B gap. He would have replaced me, and then I would have been up to 51.
Yeah, I mean, you could have taken shorter steps and passed him off, but you would have passed him off to nobody. So, yeah, I mean, that's again, a good answer, but yeah, certainly left guard here. And I think it's important for people to see this because, I think to the untrained eye, you think, oh, you got beat inside. Well, there's more to it. So that's, I appreciate you explaining that. Not to throw anybody under the bus, but, just is what it is. And I think it's important context. I like how you were used as a puller. I think this translates well inside if that were to, be something you did. And yeah, nice job lining up the target there. So is this like a tackle trap or what did you guys call it? Well, I
This
mean,
is
I
this is a draw. So the
draw,
quarterback's supposed to look off that linebacker and then hit
follow
it right
you.
up the hash. Yeah, basically.
So yeah, I like the initial hand placement here. Able to establish really good leverage and drive him off the ball, create some displacement. He comes inside late, but I thought your run game stuff was good as well. I heard some people maybe, said not, you can't generate displacement, movement, stuff like that. I don't know. I saw you able to do that with leverage and technique, and I think this is a pretty good rep here. Is this outside zone or
It's a little laggy for me, but this looks like outside zone because of my hat placement. And
okay?
then yeah,
All right, sorry. Let me play it all the way through. Is it still laggy?
yeah, it's real choppy.
Okay, let me do a couple things here to fix that. All right, I just closed a couple things, so let me play this through and see how it looks. Still choppy?
Yeah, a little bit.
Dang. All right. Well, let's just do a little bit more, see if it gets better. So I don't know if you could see this too, but this rep to me really stood out because the defensive end is, just playing off basically, and instead of being indecisive here, you do, I think, a really nice job of going to get him, and eliminating that space and just cutting him off, and sealing him outside. So that's what stood out to me here.
Yeah, Northwestern, they were definitely one of the toughest defenses we played, just from a schematic standpoint. They had a great plan coming in, and it was tough to block, especially in the run game.
So this play right here, I mean, I love what you did here. It looks like you're supposed to block down here. Is that correct? And then he just comes outside, so you just flip your hips and take him where he wants to go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm supposed to pin this guy down and keep him inside for that puller for 56. Um, but I mean, on the stunt, obviously that doesn't happen. So I just try to stick on him, take him where he wants to go, and pin him outside.
Yeah, this is really good feel to me. To be able to just adjust on the fly like that. I don't see this. I feel like a whole lot. So that rep really stood out to me. So is this just another draw?
Yeah, so I think this is later in the game. This was another QB draw, and their answer was to do all these stunts towards our inside zone and draws, just to kind of get us moving and get us out of our gaps.
Yeah.
Um, so when I saw number 42 fly out of the box, I knew this guy with his alignment, I knew something was up. So instead of taking a vertical set and getting him upfield like you're supposed to, um, kind of shoe set him, and then, like I said before, just took him where he wants to go, and hopefully the quarterback or running back can make a good cut off of it.
So yeah, on this double right here, I really like the overtake. He spins outside too, which helps, but just good double team here. So yeah, I thought it was interesting in this game. I think he gets you twice outside on a similar type of concept with basically doing the same thing where he's able to just bend and dip rip like that, and then there's a third time where he tries it and you actually you adjust and you stop it. So I like that sequence.
Yeah, that was very frustrating. I remember being frustrated with this because I wanted to come out and attack him, but it was difficult because he was so slippery with how he did this. Ultimately, if he wanted to go on the outside gap on inside zone, then take it with a grain of salt and learn how to fix it. But not really no harm, no foul, other than me looking like an idiot.
Yeah, I see what you mean there, but yeah, I think you were able to respond to it. Um, and this one's better for sure. He tries basically the same exact thing, and you're able to get on him and definitely handle that better. So you were expecting that here,
Yeah, that's why I'm not, firing out as much because I don't want to just completely miss because he's done this, once or twice, and
right?
that's where, like I said before, he had a lot of tools, so um, it was tough. It was frustrating.
Yeah, just blocking down, looking for something to cross your face. Nice stopping power right here. I think it's a pretty good rep there. Love this play right here. This is definitely a pro concept. This looks like a deuce block to the backside linebacker. He comes over the top, and your transition up to the second level to seal him right here is just kind of how you draw it up. It looks like. So this play right here, I mean, this is a pretty nimble movement right here. This, I mean, this right here kind of to me said, okay, you could bend a little bit and turn and run, and your ankle mobility here, I think, is what stands out. So, I don't think you wind up even being able to get to the guy, because you can't really expect you to here, but I think you can actually get some stuff, from an evaluation perspective on this rep. I don't know what you think. I mean, it's just maybe to you it's nothing, but I don't know. I think when you're trying to assess how a guy can move, there's something here.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's kind of the technique that we were taught was kind of. I mean, we knew this guy was going to come down hard and play the run. So we had to get skinny, get around him, and get flat. That was the emphasis on this play was to get flat and down the line, so that you could cut this guy off. And obviously, it didn't work here, but that's kind of the thought process behind it.
Yeah, I wish I would have put the wide view in here, but I don't know if the ball was thrown behind him. It kind of looks like it was, but if it was in front of him, man, you guys could have had a huge play right here.
Yeah, I think we were expecting this guy to play off of him a little bit, and then obviously he played him tight, so this play was a bust. But
Yeah. just talk about like one or two more here, something that maybe stands out. So this play for me, I thought was pretty notable. Right here when he's trying to just, press you and, set that edge. I really like how you just drive your feet into him, and just, just widen him. I think a lot of guys right here would be content. And it looks like also your leg might have kind of bumped that guy and you're trying to move it. Like,
Yeah, we might have clipped legs like that, but
yeah,
when they try to set the edge like this, try to get upfield containment and just keep driving them towards the sideline. Really, kind
yep,
of widen that C gap or B gap.
yep. Yeah, this is nice for sure. That right there is a great snapshot of kind of how you want it to look for an offensive lineman straining through contact, I think. This play right here too, I mean, just kind of subtle, but I like how you're staying square right there, like right before contact. I don't know, is that just kind of part of your technique here? But you see how like right here, you're just it's like I think Bill Callahan teaches something called a square drag technique. And I don't know if this is exactly it, but it kind of reminds me of it, where he teaches guys to stay square on reach blocks. So I don't know is like what your process is here.
Yeah, so I mean, I saw the linebackers shift over.
Yeah.
So in my mind, that kind of put that inside move on me. Um, Basically in my mind, so I wanted to stay square so that if that happens, I could just wall it off and not have my shoulders completely turned. And obviously, he stayed on the outside, so now it's I'm behind schedule, so I just gotta drive my feet as much as I can. And if he chooses to go outside, then I'm gonna try to flip my hips and open that B gap. And then if he goes inside, I'm gonna try to reach him. And then the running back's supposed to read my hat. And based on my leverage is where he's supposed to hit it.
Got you. Right here, again, this is kind of like that pass pro rep where you're able to come to balance really quickly against Chase Young. Kind of similar to me, movement right here. That transition right there, that is an athletic movement for an offensive tackle right there, or just any offensive lineman. But I love how you're able to just expand like that quickly. That to me really popped up, popped out of or off the film when I was watching this rep. Did you play multiple sports in high school?
Yeah, so I played lacrosse actually, and that was a lot of fun until I had to start gaining weight for football, and then I had to stop playing that. And, then I threw track and field, I threw shot and disc, and then played football.
Okay, that's right. You were like all regional discus 2 years, right?
I made it to regionals, and I got like seventh place, and the first place guy got was like a foot above me. So there was like six guys in between a foot, so it was tough, but it was fun. I had fun throwing.
Nice. And just, nice job just handling this guy. This play right here is again, I think a very heady play by you. Working up to the second level, nothing's there. And I feel like I've seen similar situations of other prospects being in something like this, where if nothing's there, maybe just kind of hang out, don't make themselves useful right away. But how quickly you're able to just say, okay, nothing's there, and then you just peel up and look for some work. That even though you don't even block anybody here, there's nowhere to block really. But I think that process there kind of spoke to me a little bit, that you understand the play design here, and you're just making yourself useful.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that the ball was going to be given, uh, and that it was supposed to hit outside, and that's my responsibility is to block for the give. Unfortunately, they ran a blitz, so it kind of messed the whole play up. But yeah, I mean, in my mind, I knew that as soon as that guy was gone, was to get outside and go try to make something happen.
Right. Yeah. That's So I think outside zone teams would like to see this rep, cutting off a backside linebacker on the backside outside zone, taking a good track, stuff like that, and making good contact. I think just using your shoulder a little bit there.
Yeah, the emphasis on this play was to cut him off. So um, obviously he was faster than me. So as soon as I had that angle, I was just gonna try to rip and run and just keep running him. And if I had got him cut off, great. If I didn't, then I was just gonna keep running him like I was doing here.
Got you. All right, man. Well, we got through it all, so I appreciate the time. Um, this was a lot of fun. Hopefully, it was cool for you to watch some film. I don't know how much you've gotten to do of that lately, but yeah, this was really fun.
No, it was. I appreciate you having me on, and thankful for you and your guys. So I appreciate it.